All right, people. One more neurotyping video today. Might be the last one for a while. I just wanted to just get these all my thoughts out there before I forgot. So, neurotyping. The chart we have lexicality to impressionism, linearity to laterality. Lexicality to impressionism is basically, on the lexical side, your ability to codify something, and on the impressionistic side is your inability or lack of codified ideas. And what by codify, that means put into words that you can precisely communicate to another person what you mean. Precisely. Not like an artistic or metaphor, like precisely. That is lexicality. And imprecisely, or not at all, would be impressionism. Linearity to laterality is essentially a level of complexity of thought, density of thought. Yes, the linear side being more straightforward, less dense, more simple. Upside being more complex, more dense. Now, my basic idea for this is that everyone kind of moves around all over the chart throughout their day and their life, and you have a type, but that's probably like your average or what you are most of the time. Like, I think there's very few people who are like one type all the time throughout the day, right? Like, I think you might need to change the way your brain thinks when you start tackling math or a different kind of interaction. Okay. Now, my second part of all this is so first part is I tell you how I think about the axes. Second part is I think the heat map is like the fact that you can do many different types in a day. I think that's important. And then the third part is this three tiers thing, where I'm talking about your neurotype conceptually, expressively, and aesthetically. Conceptually matters the most for real life because only you know how you think really, and how you conceptualize is really what neurotyping is about. But expressively is often how we have to type other people, because a lot of times those people won't explicitly talk about how they think. So expressively is kind of like as close as we can get without this person talking exactly about how they feel. So conceptually, the axes I first described were essentially conceptually. Expressively, the axes from lexical to impressionist. Lexical is like a focus on rules, like these codified rules, what's right and wrong type of thing. What should be done, what is appropriate to be done. On the impressionistic side, it's more about it's more like what we feel should be done. Um, what feels right. And it's kind of a focus on yeah, what I said feels right. Linearity to laterality on the expressive level is mainly a how many layers did you have to do this thought or action, right? It's very similar to conceptually, but the only way we can find out expressively is if you're like a lateral person would do something, like a very lateral person would do something wildly unexpected and have a very complex reason for doing so. And a very linear person would just do it. That's when still it's start to know your laterality and linearity expressively off of a small amount of interaction, because there's a lot of reasons to do things, and unless you tell us why, you know. Anyway, aesthetically, did I talk about aesthetics? Oh, I guess we're gonna get on aesthetics now. Aesthetics from lexicality to impressionism. Lexicality aesthetics are basically a focus on perfection or precision, something like that, depending on the exact medium you're talking about. It's a lot about, kind of following the rules and a perfectly encapsulating something. Aesthetically impressionistic stuff is more stylized, less focused on the rules, maybe a bit incomprehensible. Linearly aesthetic is more simplified, and laterally aesthetic is more complex, just kind of visually, or whatever, maybe layers of sound depending on the medium, just complexity to simplicity. Yes. I think that's kind of everything I have to say about neurotyping. I'm not done with neurotyping. Probably. I don't know. I'm a very bipolar person, and I'm all over the place. Maybe I have ADHD or something. I'm just kind of like, I do whatever. Okay? I'm a do whatever kind of person. Forget about all my mental diagnoses. I kind of switch what I like to do. But my plan right now is that after I upload this, tomorrow is going to be me. I'm planning on watching anime, review another anime, but I'll also make sure to type a bunch of the characters from that. And then once I have, like, I don't know, the neurotypes of a few different characters, I'll make like a neurotype. Maybe I'll make a review of that show and then a neurotyping video of that show. Because I don't really want to do them together. Feels like two separate experiences talking about them. Two separate topics entirely. I don't really want to marry those into one video. Also, it'd be hard to make that video one day, talking a review and a neurotyping of something. So, yeah, this is where I'm at with neurotyping. And, well, only 7 minutes. Well, I guess I didn't do a whole lot of thinking this time. I kind of knew what I had to say. Yeah, stay tuned for more videos. Have a good one.